So, something I forget to do when I am camping is nighttime, like night staking out. Because, like, here's the thing I like, I, I lack the equipment. Like, I don't have any night vision or FLIR or any type of stuff like that. Like, I do have some, I have a night vision drone, and it's only due to the camera that is equipped on it. But I would like to do more scouting at night for wildlife, but I would like it to be clear enough to where you could tell what I am looking at. And I guess what I'm getting at is I tend to, when I'm camping at night, only hang out and talk about stuff at the campsite. You know, what I'm doing, instead of trying to capture nightlife at night while it is dark and while it is night. And like, a good reason why I have not done that, or I don't do that, is because anytime I'm recording at night, I require a lot of light so that I can capture, even if it's just me, like right now, a lot of lighted conditions. And that's the thing. If you're trying to record wildlife at night, wildlife isn't typically going to come around light. They might find it intriguing and like come around a little bit, but it would be very briefly, and you need to be very quiet. It's almost like in a video game when you're sniping out or you're camping. Literally camping, right? It's funny that it's become that term has become the thing for that. But at the same time, that's what it is, and that's what it requires to capture wildlife in its most natural, most organic moments, is staking out, camping out, and being, first off, alive and awake during the times that that particular type of wildlife comes around, being present and being available. It just so happens that, like, anytime after like 12 or 1, I think, is like the latest I typically stay up. When I was drinking, it was different. I could definitely stay up to 3 or 4, 5, 6, 7 a.m. But when I'm not drinking, I actually genuinely am like, okay, after a while I get tired. Especially when you're camping and you're doing bushcraft, you're working throughout the day, or even like early evening. By the time, say, 11 or 12 rolls around, you're fucking beat. You're tired. So you pass out. You result to going into your tent and crashing. And that's fine. But if you really are wanting to get some like shots of how do I put it, nightlife from the wilderness, then you have to be willing to like stake it out and camp it out. Sometimes it gets a little boring. Sometimes you might be setting for 2 or 3 hours at a time and you don't get anything. But that's kind of, it's like fishing. You can't just throw your cast out or your reel out, or however you want to put it, and then expect a bite within 5 to 30 minutes. You have to sit out there for hours sometimes, especially if you want the best shot or the best catch, the best shot, the money shot, you know? Like, you have to be willing to like wait and and kind of wonder. And sometimes you won't get anything at all. Sometimes you will never get a bite for days and days and weeks. But if you try it over and over and over again, sometimes you will find that you're going to get some of the best shots that you would never ever be able to get from just an evening shot, or just sitting there for 30 minutes to an hour, or maybe even 2 hours. Maybe you might get the best shot within 30 minutes, or maybe you might get the best shot within 4 or 5 hours. Who knows? But you have to be willing to put that work in, and it is work. It takes time, it takes effort, and it takes experience. And like, I can't explain it any other way than effort or time or work. In anything that you do, you could be filming in the daytime and film in a month, film 3,000 different shots, but then it might take this one special shot to be the one that makes you get all of your views and get all of your recognition and reach people. But it took you years and years and years just to get that one shot that did all of that. That's work, time, effort that it took to get that shot. But that's how it works. It's sometimes the instant gratification does not give you the entirety of the result that you have been seeking for years of whatever work or like whatever the craft you're in. Sometimes it takes a lot, like years and years. Sometimes I've heard people working for 10 years, trial and error, and then they finally get this one shot, or they do this one thing, or they find this one job or this one gig, and it lands something that turns into a perpetual snowball that just keeps giving them what they were looking for the whole time that they were working towards this thing that took them 2, 3, 5, 10 years. So it's like, you can't just, like start a podcast or a YouTube channel or an affiliate marketing program and expect within the first year to get the results and to get the outcome that you ultimately, when you first thought of this idea to get you rich, or not even rich, but like to make you a living. You can't honestly expect, unless you just have some really good connections and really good equipment, and not just equipment, but skills that you have built for 10 plus years, to reach a level that these elites are at. If you do not sacrifice for years and spend a lot of time and effort into these things, you just can't. It's unrealistic, So sometimes I'm gonna say we because it's not just you, it's me too. I'm doing this. I've been doing this for 6 years, I think now, which is a long time. And my YouTube channel is just now getting to a point to where it's starting to reach 1,000 subscribers, which to me is a blessing. I don't like using blessing. I'm not a religious person. I think that the blessing, people automatically associate it with religion and Jesus Christ and all that. So I try not to say I'm blessed. You will never see me say that until maybe I reach a certain status or something. I don't know, man. I don't know. And that's not exactly what I mean by blessed. But all I got to say is don't stop. Don't give up. Don't quit. If you've been doing something for 5 years and it's something that genuinely you're passionate about, and like you feel discouraged because you aren't getting the recognition that you thought you would by the time you have reached this point and how long you have been doing it, don't let that make the decision for you that you are not getting anywhere, that what you are doing is useless and you will never make it, because it's not true. I constantly follow and listen and hear and see a lot of people that say that are very successful, that are making thousands of dollars a month, not a year, a month, that are very highly successful, that say the same thing. And it's always reassuring and helpful for me, because like I said, I've been doing this for 6 years. I see myself doing this for the next 4 years, so make that 10, right? At least. This is something, and that's not like to say that I'm gonna quit after 10 years. I'm just saying that, like, if you can't picture yourself doing this thing that you are passionate about for 10 years of your life, then maybe you're not that passionate about it, and that's okay. You can, at that point, you can accept that maybe you are not that passionate about it. Maybe the reason that you are doing this thing is for the wrong reasons, and you expected to be famous or making thousands or millions of dollars within the first 4 to 10 years of it. And if that is, and that's kind of my point, if that is why you're in this thing, then you're not passionate about it. If it's something that you see yourself doing for the rest of your life, then you are passionate about it. And that's something that will never change, no matter the views, no matter the money. You see yourself doing it throughout your life, for the rest of your life, because it's just what you feel you are here for. I know that's cliche. I know it's really silly, and to some, it's stupid. A lot of people will tell you, if you're passionate about something, there's nothing silly about that. And that's what I'm here to tell you right now. If it is something that you are genuinely passionate about, it's not silly. It doesn't matter if you spent 20 years and you didn't make a dime from it. It's not silly. You're passionate about it. Even if it's just an art that you do for enjoyment, that's not silly. That's not redundant. It's not stupid. It's not. It just isn't. It's very valuable, and it's serving you a very valuable purpose and many, many lessons to come. So keep doing it. Do not give up. And don't listen to anybody who says that if you haven't made any money from it in the past 5 to 10 years, then it's not worth your time, because it's not true. It's not true. It isn't. So keep doing it. And just stick with it. Don't give up. It's fucking hard, and you might not make any money from it for 10 to 20 years, but at least you're doing something that you genuinely enjoy, something that makes you happy, and you're ultimately passionate about it. I guarantee you that if you are 100% passionate about one thing, eventually, if you keep on doing it, you will get gratification from it. You will. It doesn't have to be money. It doesn't have to be anything like that. But at some point, there will be a sort of like catalyst shift in that whole creative journey of yours, where something will happen. I don't know if it's money or if that has anything to do with it, but something will happen where it will hit you, and you will, almost like those moments where people say, this is whenever I knew I believed in God. This is whenever I knew God was real. It's like, I've never had any of those moments in my life. Like when I was younger and I would like pretend to believe in God, I thought that I had, but haven't. But I know for a fact, something that you are genuinely passionate about, there will be this breaking point or this making point where you will experience something that happens that's catastrophic, that literally is like a sign that tells you you weren't wasting your time and you were right and this is what you were meant to do. So just wait for that. Keep going. Stick it out. If you have to take a break, take a break. Even if it's for a month or 6 months or a whole freaking year. But while you're taking that break, make the decision to shift it in a way that still, in a sense, adds to, like, don't lose that creativity. Don't lose that imaginative skill, because that's what it is. Like to maintain imagination, to maintain imagination in a way that's like a child, but you're an adult, is a gift. Whether you're religious or not. I'm not religious, okay? But I'm a gift as in like something that a lot of other people don't have or don't consider, you know? Like, just know that like creativity is so powerful and also so rewarding, because a lot of people will just go to work and do that whole 9 to 5, and when they come home, they don't care about being creative. They just want to watch the first entertainment video or show that they've been stuck on for the past weeks, because they need to finish that episode, or they need to finish that chapter, that series of that thing. Stop and just think about what you want and what that consists of entirely. Like, I know it's pretty basic to say, but like, seriously, like, whatever it is that you are passionate about, think. And if you aren't passionate about anything, try some more stuff, because I guarantee you there are some other things that you probably would have loved to do when you were younger, when you had that imagination, or you had that unrealistic dream or goal. Revisit that and dissect it, and start pinpointing certain aspects of that, and find out why that existed, or why that ever came into fruition, I guess is what they say, the actual word for that. But like, yeah, man, let's just end it here, because this is a great video. I just hope that whatever I'm doing in this life, especially on my social media and the videos that I post, that it inspires somebody, that somebody hears something that I've said and they're like, you know what, holy crap, that clicked with me, and you're right. And I don't want to be right, I don't need to be right, but I just want to inspire other people. And I honestly believe that I am different from everyone. I'm not different from anyone in particular, but I'm different. If you categorized people as everyone, I'm totally different from everyone. But I'm not different from anyone. And anyone has their own dreams and aspirations and motivations. And I just hope that like some of my videos reach at least one person, and it inspires them to take action in the way of doing what they want to do, instead of conforming to what society tells them they should do. Because I don't believe in that. I think that that's silly, genuinely. I think it's ridiculous. I think that that is one thing that is wrong with not just America, but the whole world, is that it's too easy to listen to the masses and do what everyone else is doing. And that's why being unique and being different and going your own way and doing your own thing and wanting something different from what everyone else wants or is acceptable with is okay. And it's actually really, really special and important. And I think that like more people should like follow through with that. And like almost everybody in life is going to tell you you're an idiot, or you don't know what you're talking about, or you're wrong. But that doesn't mean that you should stop searching or seeking what you want to do and going after it. That's all I'm saying. Seriously, I cannot express that enough. Do not fucking listen to those kinds of people. Those kinds of people are stuck in the not the now, I was going to say the now, but those kinds of people are stuck in that I don't know. I'm not a fucking scientist. I'm not very smart guy, but I'm smart enough to know that you don't have to do what everyone else is doing. And actually settling in that way, especially if you have a imaginative and a creative mind, is going to bring you a lot more unhappiness than it is happiness if you go your own way and you do your own thing and you don't listen to the people that are telling you that you can't do that. You're never going to make it if you follow the way that you choose, because it's not true, and it's retarded. It's dumb. I'm sorry, I don't want to use that word. I know that offends a lot of people. I don't want to offend anybody, but like at some point you have to say, dude, this is ridiculous. So do whatever you want, and don't let people tell you what is right and what's wrong. Like, you know in your heart what you're doing. If you're hurting somebody else, you know it's wrong. Don't do that, right? That's pretty simple, self-explanatory. But if you're not hurting anybody and you feel in your gut that what you're doing is making you feel good, then keep doing that, and don't give in to the norm, because the norm is boring. You can be sober, you can not be sober, but norm is more boring than being sober. I promise you that.